Hello everybody, and this is Dead Turtle speaking, and I'm going to do a gameplay of the Stanley Parable. Oh hey, look at that, they do the thing through the computer. That's kind of cool. Excuse me. Is never ending, is never ending, is never ending loading. I'm guessing is never ending. Well, look at that. But yeah, this is going to be my very first YouTube video. I hope you guys like it. If you want more, please put the comments down below. So that was Crazy Emo, if you guys have ever heard of him. He is a douchebag. So, and it's taken forever to load. But yeah, I am Dead Turtle. Hope you guys really like this video. It's my very first YouTube video, like I said before, and I will hopefully keep doing this thing. I really like doing YouTube videos. I like doing commentaries. I've never done, this is like what I said, my very first one. Blah, 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 blah.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ooh, look at that.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Oh man, that's
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I would be absolutely just ripping my hair out.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
He came out of the closet, man. Or office, as I should say. Oh, I can control this now. What? Oh, cords everywhere. Okay, let's get this going on. What's this? Can I do anything? No? Okay. No? Hello? Nobody here? Oh, come on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a meeting room. 437. Everything's locked. What the hell? Reading room? Huh? Oh, turned it off. Oopsies. What's going on? It's open. Let's just face everything. Just want to check. Ooh. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Come on.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I enter the door on my right? I kind of want to do it. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
What?
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let a ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressively. Oh, okay. I guess I just won't do that.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Sorry. Broom closet. Whoa. What?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Shut up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs. Upstairs. Ooh. Sorry about that. Where's the boss's office? Executive bathroom. It's locked? Okay, well, in the meantime, since there's nothing really happening right now, the door just closed on me, and it's locked. Anywho, my channel is going to consist of gameplays, like a lot of these channels you have been seeing, but I really hope you guys like this. I honestly, like, it means a lot for you guys to watch this video. Not only this video, but I'm going to be doing other ones, and I plan on doing an Outlast video. But honestly, I'm very terrified of scary games, so I don't know if this is a scary game or not. Crazy Emo, he told me himself that it was not a scary game. By the means of it, right now, it does not seem like a scary game. So, every door seems to be locked in this goddamn office, and let me guess.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
What?
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. 2845. 2, 8.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. Let's just be nice. Oh man, this is kind of getting really dark. I'm not like. Come on, you're aggressive. Oh! What is going on? Loading. So how many of you people out there really like loading screens? Because I don't. Depending on the load screen, actually.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility? Are you kidding me? What?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. Are you strong enough, Stanley? I really hope you are. Come on, man. Oh, man. What?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
What?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, which way? This way. Boop, 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 boop. It's kind of dark right here. Boop.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What? Stanley, you dummy.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, press the button. Looks like the big red button does something. Boop. 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 Alright. Oh, the buttons are so colorful. I want to press every single one of them. They make funny noises. Beep. Beep. Oh, man. There's something important right here. Hmm? I'm so confused. Oh, facility power. I feel so retarded right now. There we go. Found my way. Man. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Should I put the power on? I feel like I did. Nah. Oh. But what? I can see something. What's this?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
What?
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So happy. Beat the game? I thought that it's never ending. The end is never, or is never ending, or is never the end. What? Do I just seriously repeat this? What? Seriously? What? Oh, old telephone. Who farted? What? This is ridiculous. What phone is going on? Turn off. I don't know how to do that from that distance, but you know. What did it say? What? I like work. I just hate my boss. Oh, well. You know, everybody does that, but my boss is actually kind of cool. Anywho,
I hate my boss.
that's cool. Do I really have to, like, restart this? Awaiting input. What is going on? Seriously.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, let's just go, you know, admire the employee lounge first. I keep getting stuck on doors.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Why is there
Stanley
mugs
simply
everywhere?
stood here, drinking it all in.
What does this say? Fuke?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
First open door on his left. I'm gonna go straight, actually.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't know, I had to repeat everything the first time I went around. What does this say? Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Holy crap. Penalty for jumping off the cart, $5,000? Dude. YOLO.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh man, I really just wanted to see what happened there. So, okay. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah,
What could it mean?
I don't care.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, I don't want to go to the meeting room. I still want to see what's going on to the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Eh.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
This time I'm not going to jump up.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I know. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Okay.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I've
I
never
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
What?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
She? Who's she? I have a girlfriend. I love her very much. But who's she? I don't like when doors close behind me. Am I going the right way? It's darkness. It's utter darkness. YOLO! What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one.
Hello? It's that turtle. Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
Your damn
What?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
That's
Who'd want
so
to commit their life
harsh.
to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I don't want to go inside.
Sorry, but you're in my story
What?
now.
What? That was... What? That brick wall appeared out of literally nowhere. Oh, fine.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm dead?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh, I feel... You make me feel like a loser.
Look at him there,
What?
pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now
eating
he's
lunch?
going home. Now he's coming back to work.
What?
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I don't want to press 4. And press 3, 2, 4.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
What?
Fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
You're making me feel really bad.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press B to spend time with the boys. I have children. Where? Let me guess.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepared dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible
yourself?
paths and destinations. Down one path lay an
pooed.
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
thing.
And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
The Stanley Parable. Okay, just tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
One more time? I don't love her. She pooed all over the floor. But if it continues the story...
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Good with that says. To go to sleep, let me get something.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. This is just gonna like keep on. Just keep it on. What time is it? It is 5:30. Look at that. I'm gonna press 6 because it's
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Nope.
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
V to question
I
nothing.
suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a
I
button.
don't want to die.
And I
What just happened? Did I seriously just die?
Yup.
I didn't even jump off a cargo loader this time. What the? Does this just keep repeating?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, well, this was my first video, and honestly, this game, I have no idea what just happened. I just did like 2 endings, I guess. I died once, and technically twice, but first time was really my fault because I wanted to see if I actually could survive. And I got a $5,000 fine from that, technically. But this has been Dead Turtle. I hope you liked my video, and please subscribe. I don't know, comment, whatnot, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.